And welcome back to Picks on Politics, everybody. Israel's war with Hamas sparking unease here in the U.S., especially right here in New York City. Call for protests, creating fears of potential violence. So I want to bring in the NYPD Chief of Patrol now, Chell, to talk more about this. So welcome back to the show. Good to have you here.
Hi, Dan. How are you?
Let me begin with this phrase, right? A heightened alert, but no credible threat. Help us understand what exactly that means.
So obviously what's going on overseas since Saturday puts us in a heightened alert. We have the largest Jewish population city, largest Muslim population in the United States. So that's our heightened alert. Last Saturday when this happened, our team was on the phone immediately discussing strategy, resource deployment, protection mode, and that's what we've been doing all week. And then we're dealing with the rallies and protests, how are we doing that? So that's heightened alert to everything that's going on in the city, and our communication with our faith leaders, our elected officials. That's heightened alert. Okay, see something, say something, be wary of your surroundings. We'll take care of the protests. We'll take care of any bad actors out there. And as a city, so far, we've done a good job in 6 days.
But no credible threat. So are you tracking any threats to any members of the Jewish community?
So let me be clear, there's no credible threats to New York City. However, our intelligence division is tracking all the rhetoric on the internet, overseas. And let's face it, everything that happens overseas or in this world, New York City is a part of that because of who we are. So we take them seriously, and we're being cautious because we have to make the city feel safe. We have to see people walking around today feeling safe. They see us, and keep it safe for everybody.
And that's why you called every single member of the department to wear their uniform, right, on Friday. Will you keep the increased patrols out the houses of worship in particular because of the rhetoric you're seeing play out on social media?
Absolutely, until we feel it's safe. So I can't give you a time period now. Every day is a new day.
But for the foreseeable future?
For the foreseeable future, we'll be out there. You'll see us. Sometimes you won't. Sometimes you will. But it's a big effort, but we have a big police department, and we have a great city.
You know, the whole reason you put out this alert yesterday on social media, which was no credible threat, and it was pretty much plastered on every part of the NYPD social media, Instagram, Twitter, X, is because there's all this rhetoric that you're talking about on social media, right? And now there's this call to arms of telling people, go get your guns, do whatever it may. And then, in fact, we saw a city councilman, Ina Vernikov, who has a concealed carry permit, bring a gun to a protest. What can you tell us about that?
You can't do that. You have a concealed license permit. That's your right. But you're not allowed to have it at a protest. It stokes fear in people. It could have caused a riot yesterday if you don't know who she is. So you just got to be more responsible in how you handle that permit, how you handle your license. You can't do that.
So she was arrested?
She was arrested, yes.
What is your response overall to folks who may say, okay, but I do have to protect myself in a time like this?
Well, protect yourself, of course. Know what's around you. Be aware of your surroundings. And if you see something, say something, call 911. And go about your life. You know, we're a strong city. We have a great police department. We have a tough city. Together, we're a force multiplier when you put us together. And we're not going to be governed by fear. And by no means will we allow any kind of lawless hatred behavior in this city. That's not negotiable.
You know, this is obviously what you're trained for. What exactly are you doing when you go to these protests, right? There's the Palestinian side, there's the Israeli side of it. How are you kind of managing these protests and all the different facets that go into them?
Look, they have a First Amendment right to protest, but they don't have a First Amendment right to break any rules. So we give them this space to voice their opinion, but we're not allowing them to break the law. And we're not going to tolerate it. And so far, so good.
Do you see any individuals here in New York City, lone wolves, whatever it may be, sympathizing with the terrorist group of Hamas?
Well, I can't speak for the lone wolf because they're lone wolves, and we're aware that there's probably some everywhere in this country. But again, we're at that heightened alert. Our intel divisions work behind the scenes trying to help us in that endeavor. And we're out in the street showing the community that we're out there. And we're ready to move. Like you said, we have everyone in uniform today. And if something happens, we're ready to move. We have plenty of resources, and we're confident in our abilities to get this done if something happens.
You know, there's a lot of talk about what exactly plays out on social media. I just want to go back to what you said there, because there's so much chatter that goes not only on social media sites, they use video games and so on and so forth. You have somebody monitoring that all the time.
24/7. We have a large intel apparatus that does that for us. And our communication's quick, we're fast, we're accurate, and we can move quickly. So yes, we do.
Okay, and for those who are saying, I just don't feel safe bringing my kiddos to school, whatever it may be, I spoke to New York City Transit President Rich Davey about this, saying we got cops in the subways. What's your message to the everyday New Yorker?
Go about your business, stand tall. Together, we have a tough city, like I said. we'll get through this, all right? See something, say something. We'll lay that with our deployment. You'll see us out there, and we're not going to be governed by fear.
Okay. NYPD Chief of Patrol John Chell, I appreciate you being here with that message, and you're welcome back anytime.
Thank you, Dan.